Hi, Collective. Welcome to Intuitive Goddess Tarot 911. I'm Jenny. Welcome in or welcome back. If you're new here, I always say these readings are timeless, so whenever you're seeing it, you're meant to. And then if it resonates, great, but if it doesn't, then just let it go. I got a light problem here. I accidentally, whoa. I guess it's fine. It's whatever. It's like a lot of light. All right. So I did not get any intuitive downloads today. I was very busy. So I decided to do an energy check for you guys and just see where you were at. So I pulled these archetype cards and honestly, I get like a happy feeling from them. So I hope this resonates with somebody. So the animal is number 1. And it says the beast, the wild one, the she-wolf, vital elements, alive and dance. And then it also, when I read it, it was like, you know, go out and howl at the moon, which I do on the occasion. I do moon spells, so sometimes there's some howling involved. So, but that could be for somebody that you need a release, so you might need to, you know, go out and howl a little. The unseen obviously is exactly what it is. It's something that you are unaware of. That could be in your blind spot, but we're going to get more information on it. And then the siren, the temptress, the seducer, awakened sexuality, someone being absorbed in you, and arousal. So I was like, isn't that interesting? I don't know. I think that's pretty awesome if someone's waking up sexually. So that could be for somebody. And then the fault line, which I thought was really interesting. It says the fissure, the crack, the weakest link, redefining reality, breaking through to the other side, and stop pretending you're fine is basically the message of that. So we're going to get some charms. We're going to get some letters. I don't know why these cards are over here. I keep doing that. So we'll get some charms. We'll get some letters. And then we'll see what it is that you need to know. So let us get some charms. And we'll get some letters. Oh, I see the mermaid again. I see a whale tail. I see a black swan. Oh, that's too many. All right, hold on a minute. All right, so what do we have? We are getting the Z's lately. Not sure what that's about, whether somebody's feeling like they're going back to Oz. I don't know. B-A-V-H-N, or Z, sorry. U-D-L-E and K. So that could help somebody. And then we get the mermaid. We got a sun. We got a snowflake. We got a gingerbread man. A black, I don't know if I said a black swan. A guitar. A heart. Another heart. A Christmas wreath, a cross, a circle, some sort of leaf, excuse me, a Christmas tree, a jack-o'-lantern, oh, a dragonfly, I've never gotten that one before, a seahorse, a tiny one, a regular horse, a whale tail, and a star. Okay, so let's get into this. So I'm being called to use the shaman's deck to see what kind of information we need. So we'll start there. I hope you guys are doing amazing. I hope you're having an awesome day. Okay, so Spirit, what does the collective need to know about this animal instinct? Because this whole reading seems like it could be pretty sexual, maybe. The final ember. A once vibrant fire has extinguished, leaving only smoldering lessons and wisdom. Okay, so you're learning some lessons? All right. Under your, maybe your animal instinct got away from you. I don't know. Maybe that's for somebody. And then what about the unseen, Spirit? The reservoir. There is more beneath the surface than you know. Exactly. There's something that's not in your sight. Something you're not seeing. So, all right. Let's keep going. The siren. What about the siren? The sexy temptress. Maybe somebody is tempted by you. Maybe they find you very seductive. Broken antler. What once made you strong cannot come with you. Okay. So you're leaving something behind. Interesting. All right. And we're going to grab from the Crow deck too, because I feel like that's like the best way to get some more information. The fault line. What do we need to know about that? Wow. That's too many. What do we need to know about the fault line, Spirit? Salt in the wound. Pain is not punishment, is the alchemist's fire, burning what must be cleansed. Okay, so I feel like this is referring to stop saying you're fine. If you are actually in pain, it's important to let yourself feel those emotions. Otherwise, you're never going to move through them. So that could be for somebody. Yeah, pain is productive. I feel like especially mental pain, because it can give you perspective on things. That's just my personal opinion. I don't know. All right. So what about leaving only smoldering lessons and wisdom under the final ember and the animal? What else about that, Spirit? Curiosity. Okay. What else? What about let's get another one for that one, Spirit. Memory. Maybe you're looking back on the times where your animal instincts took over. And it's allowing you to have a different viewpoint on that. Not in a punishing way, but in a accepting way, if that makes sense. Okay. What about the reservoir? There's more beneath the surface and the unseen. Anticipation. What about that? Survival. So are you not feeling like you're surviving? Are you feeling, I don't know if you can see this, but there's a fox looking at a crow on here. So maybe you feel, maybe you are in survival mode for some reason. Maybe you feel like you're being attacked. And you're anticipating that. Let's get one more for that. Let's scavenge. Huh. Okay. We'll get tarot on it and see what we need to know about that. So, Spirit, what about this siren, this seductive energy, and leaving something behind? Observation. So I think you're thinking back about the situation, whatever it is, be it a work situation, a family situation, a situation with a lover. You're really examining it and seeing what parts of it made you stronger. And that could be related to this too, that you're looking back at those pieces and maybe you felt like you were in survival mode and you were anticipating the next attack. I don't know. Huh, that's interesting. We can definitely get stuck in fight or flight if we are used to being attacked. And I don't mean like physically attacked. I'm talking about verbally attacked, you know, if you're in a situation where you're walking on eggshells, that kind of situation. Or maybe you're intuitive and you actually knew something was coming. Risk. So I feel like you took a risk and you knew that not everybody can come with you on your new journey. Whatever that means to you, whether that's career, whether it could be spiritual, it could be anything. Abundance. Yeah, so beyond the fault line, beyond you, you know, being afraid to walk on the ice that's broken, feeling scared to death, and knowing that you may not get to the other side, but you do, and on the other side is abundance. What else, Spirit? Soar. Yes. And this allowed you to soar. This is amazing. So I feel like the unseen thing is that your animal instinct, which animals have instincts to do all kinds of things, right? It's like how we have instincts to do things. But they have instincts to protect themselves. They can hear things that we can't hear. And I feel like you got curious about, you know, what those situations were, what they looked like for you. And you knew there was more below the surface, so you scavenged, you looked, and you could have been in survival mode in this situation. Interesting. So now you've looked at, I feel like, your shadow, and you've taken a risk, because by observing past trauma, past situations, it is a risk, right? Because we don't know how we're going to feel in these situations. So you've looked back at it, and I feel like this has awoken something in you. Maybe this has awoken a different type of animal instinct with you. Maybe this awakened the siren, because for some reason you were feeling suppressed and you're not anymore, because you've taken time to look at the things that were really, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Like an anchor, things that were like an anchor on you. And remember, this can be past, present, future. This can be at any time. It all depends on when you're seeing it and when it's on your timeline. I was saying the other day that I was watching readings from 10 months ago, and they were absolutely accurate. So it's wild how all of a sudden it can just come on your feed, and then you're like, holy shit, you know? So you moving through the pain is going to lead you to your abundance, and it's going to help you soar and release. So we'll get some tarot to see why exactly this is coming out now. I don't feel like we're going to need a lot of cards. I feel like this is pretty self-explanatory, but let's get into it. So Spirit, why is this coming out today, now, for the collective? It's a beautiful message. Why is it coming out today? Because you had a shift in beliefs. You got the Mentor card. So whatever happened, whatever situation has caused you to just go on blind faith. You're trusting your intuition. You're trusting your instincts that are getting you to where you need to be. What else, Spirit? King of Wands. So you could be a King of Wands. You could have a King of Wands coming in. I feel like in this seductive energy, and you can flip it, switch it however you need to, and there's no gender in tarot, so if you're a man, you're a woman, it could work either way. So it's either one of those. Either you've embodied the King of Wands, the visionary, the mentor, because you've gone through all of this, and maybe you're helping someone else through a similar situation. What else, Spirit? The Devil. So I'm getting energetically, because these cards came out pretty much together, that this King of Wands person is not who they say they are. And remember, this could be with work, this could be with family, this could be in a love situation, but this person is very tempted by you. And I feel like they want control over you in whatever capacity that is. What else, Spirit? Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is a very honest, very principled character in tarot. She doesn't mince words. She's not coming across as someone who's terribly mean, but if you make her tell you the truth, she's going to. That could be for somebody. What about the Queen of Swords? Well, my friends, you have turned yourself into the Magician. And I feel like that's by going through this process, by looking at your wounds, you know, not being like, I'm fine, I'm really fine, when you're not okay. And moving through those emotions has allowed you to become the Magician. This is beautiful. I don't really think we need anything else. I mean, you know that this is the process that you're moving through. So I think that's the important thing. And, you know, you're going to make it. It's obvious. So, all right. Let's get an advice card for you. And I have no idea what I'm going to call this. It's been kind of a unique reading. So, and kind of a pleasant one, to be honest. I mean, other than the King of Wands and the Devil. All right, Spirit, what's the advice for the collective? Horse. And it's the year of the horse. Your heart is pure and free. A greater purpose calls you. You have unlimited reserves of stamina and strength. You follow the winds of change and accomplish your dreams. Yeah, so you are going to be absolutely fine, I think. Just continuing to listen to your intuition, not being afraid of the shadow. You know, if you feel like you need to cry, then cry. If you feel like you need to scream, then scream. People shame people for, you know, moving through their emotions. I feel like rage is a very beneficial emotion, depending on what the situation is, as long as you're not hurting other people. I feel like it can be very helpful, and that's why they have rage rooms, like, because you're getting your stuff out. And crying at a movie, like, you know, I mean, if that's how the only way you can cry, then, you know, that's a way to do it. But I feel like moving through your emotions, especially in regards to the ending of a situation, whatever this is, I feel like that's super useful. So let me know if this resonates. I hope you guys are having an amazing Saturday. I will be on again tomorrow to do a reading. But in the meantime, keep being kind to yourself and kind to each other. And I love you so much. Night.